Hello and welcome. You've probably come here because you want to learn about the MVC methodology for designing software applications. And I can't think of a better way than to learn it using the PHP programming language, because PHP is very easy to work with, and that's usually the default server-side language whenever you install a new web server. So beyond just wanting to learn it, what are some actual practical reasons for learning MVC? Well, most very popular frameworks, and these are just PHP frameworks, utilize the MVC framework, at least in some form. And this saves you time because of the reason of convention over configuration. And what that means is it makes the software, whatever you're using, typically make the decisions for you or set up. That way, when you jump into a project, it's much easier as a freelancer to get started and do whatever request is requested of you. But a lot of these frameworks are kind of hefty and actually can require a course unto themselves. That is why I've chosen to use the mini PHP framework, which is actually a pretty popular one, and people have used this as demonstrations before. It uses 100% native PHP. That means there's not going to be any kind of built-in extras that are going to be used in order to make the framework work. So you can pretty much drop this into any kind of PHP, recent PHP update, and it should work fine. So the course outline for what I'm going to do here is understanding the concepts of MVC. I'm going to explain the model, view, and the controller. I'm going to show you how to set up the environment so you can use this. And then we're going to be walking through the code base, as well I'll do, on how the mini framework handles a request when someone makes a click within an application. And then after all that, I'm going to be adding a feature that utilizes the MVC pattern or makes use of the requests, the views, and the controller and the model. So what I'm going to use to run this is Vagrant and PHP Storm. So Vagrant is a virtual environment, so I can set up my own web server. But this is what I want to stress to you. You don't need Vagrant. All you need is something like WAMP or MAMP, depending on if you're on a PC or a Mac. And then PHP Storm is an integrated development environment. You do not need it. All you really need is a text editor, but it is nice if you can use PHP Storm or another integrated development environment. But any text editor should be fine. And with that, let's get started.